I guess it all started with memory. My family moved from Finland to Tanzania when I was a baby. I was only 10 weeks old, and we lived there for the first 3 years of my life. But I have no memories of that time, but somehow I feel it's a really important part of who I am. Even as a child already, I felt a really strong contradiction looking at these pictures from Africa and not remembering anything. I thought that, well, this must have been true, that I must have lived there, but I don't feel it somehow. And this was what interested me in the first place in photography. I think it was in 2003 or 4 that I used pictures taken by others for the first time. And it was this series called To Remember, where there were mostly pictures taken by my father. And I combined them with the present or with images that I took myself. And it was still the time when you reused film. But actually, I wanted to use film because I wanted to have this past, the memories, and the present together, like physically, on the negative frame, that you couldn't separate them. So this was, it somehow represented my idea of this, how my past and the memories and the time spent in Africa is here, even though I can't really remember it and I can't connect to it, but I'm sure it's somewhere, a part of me. I've been using these scientific images for 15 years or something, and over the years I have collected quite an archive of these images for myself. I mean, I usually print a lot of images, like small pictures, and I have stored them in boxes everywhere. And what I've seen is a lot of pictures of young naked women, and I became interested in the role of what kind of role these women play in the history of medicine, and what is photography's relation to it. I remember this one image of a young woman who had a tumor or some kind of deformity in her neck, but she was photographed from the waist up so that you could see her bare breasts. And it makes me wonder, what is the motivation behind these, like for taking the image, let alone publish it in a book? And who is it for and why? What I like to do is separate the two and take the picture out of the context and see what happens. And I'm interested in these poetic and emotional qualities of the scientific images, which I think maybe weren't there or maybe were thought about before. When I look at these old pictures and pictures of patients, I always think about how they must have felt standing there, and how did they feel when their picture was taken. And I feel a strong connection, like an emotional connection somehow to these people.